Ever wonder how to get more complexity and color into your Linocut prints? Well, today I'm going to make a 2-block print, and I'm going to use a kind of neat trick to get really good registration. It might be easier than you think, and it just takes printmaking to the next level. While single block prints are bold and beautiful, sometimes I just want more complexity. That's where multiple blocks come in. Now today I'm going to be using a key block from a print I made on location at the Harmony Arts Festival last week, and I'm going to add a second block to it after the fact, and I'm going to show you how to make them line up perfectly. So we always start with a sketch. In this case, it's a sketch I made on site at the festival. I transferred it to my key block with carbon paper. If you wanted to make a multi-block print, you could take that same drawing and transfer it to several blocks, but every time you redraw it and every time you carve something, you make little adjustments, little tiny changes. So I'm going to show you a neat trick for getting perfect alignment on your second block. So here we go. I'm going to roll out some black ink. Ink up my key block. Now I'm going to lay down some trace paper. I'm using trace because it does not absorb ink as quickly as regular printmaking paper. So it's going to stay wet on that trace. And there it is, right side up. So I'm going to lay a piece of lino exactly on top of that same position. I'm running this through my press, but you can do this just as easily transferring with a baron or a spoon. And voila, there is my design printed backwards like I need it for carving on my plate with the exact registration of my key block. All I have to do now is carve out all of the areas that I want to be white. So anything that's going to be blue or black, I just leave it. I carve out my little white dots and highlights and areas, and I know because I did it this way using the block, it's going to be perfectly aligned with what I carved for my first block. Now I've got a key block that I'll print with a black layer over top of this second block that I will print with a blue layer. So this next part is the key to the whole thing. I am marking out where my paper is going to go for each print. With painter's tape, it's got just enough of an edge on it that I'll be able to slide my paper in to this rectangle that I'm making, and it'll land in the exact same spot every time. Yep, fits perfect. I do the same with my linoleum block, making sure it's right in the center. Now my tape is tight up against the edges of this, so it fits in there like a glove. Now I'll ink up my blue. And the color is grand. Fit it in there as exactly as I can. Paper snaps into place. And there we go. I used the color block to print a whole bunch of these blue prints. Now you can see if I take my trace and line it up here, I can essentially see what I'm going to get. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now all I have to do is roll out some black ink, use the registration I set up on my press to get them to line up really nicely, and print the black over the blue. Okay, I need my roller. I need something to scoop the ink out with. I need something to wipe up the ink I get everywhere. I need my key plate that I'm going to print over my blue first plate, and I am ready to print. Oh, and I'll put some gloves on. Okay, the other thing I should do is get my hair out of the way. There we go. Okay. Now I just need to ink up my key block. As long as I'm putting it in the same direction, in the exact same spot. Feel my paper up against the edge of that tape. Run her through and voila. Oh yeah. I am pretty happy with that. So if I do a good job of getting my block in that same rectangle every time and lining my paper up against the tape edge, they should, and they did, all line up perfectly. You can check out this Linocut print and or others on my website at theillustratedvagabond.com. So that's how I do a 2-block print with good registration. If you found that helpful, give it a like, share it with a printmaker, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel sketches, Linocut tutorials, and behind the scenes from my Illustrated Vagabond series.